Hello everyone, welcome back to the Drivers Room. We're in the Sunday League today. This is Season 2 of 2020, Round 3, Tier 1. We're at Circuit de Saint Croix. C reverse layout in the safety cars, and everyone's on Sports Softs today. So on pole we have Drsl. He's third in the championship at the moment on 41 points. Second place and fastest lap last round. So pushing on from that and grabbing pole today. In second place we have Alex. Second in the championship at the moment on 42 points. Won round 1 but only managed 4th last round. So things are getting very tight at the top of Tier 1 this season. In third place we have myself, DJ Rice. 7th in the championship at the moment on 24 points. Messy first round but managed a top 5 last round, so hopefully can push on from that, starting from third today. In fourth place we have Ferdek. No points on the board yet for Ferdek after a couple of DNFs. Needs to get his head down today. Another good quality today, starting from 4th. See how he gets on. In 5th place we have Kenny. 12th in the championship at the moment on 12 points. Starting to show some very quick one lap pace as quality today is shown. But needs to convert that into race pace and start getting some good results on the board that match that pace. In 6th place we have Daz. 9th in the championship at the moment on 15 points. Finished at the back last round. Yet to rediscover his form from last season. But okay quality today, starting from 6th. We'll see how he gets on. In 7th place we have Hit the Mac. One of our reserve drivers, yet to make an appearance in T1 this season, but did win the last round in Tier 2. So definitely got some pace. We've got a lot to do starting from 7th today. In 8th place we have Mr. Drivers Room, MJR Mercer. He's 8th in the championship at the moment on 16 points. Steady start to the season so far for Mercer, scoring 8 points in both rounds so far, and starting 8th today. In 9th place we have Wilco. 11th in the championship at the moment on 12 points. Struggling at the start of this season a little bit, definitely not scoring as well as his pace from last season was showing, so yet to rediscover that form from last season. In 10th place we have Martin B. He's our championship leader at the moment on 49 points. He won the last round, but he's gone for the mental BMW today. I think he'll do well just to get that round in one piece. We'll see how he does starting from 10th. And at the back of the grid today in 11th we have Kamaru. He's 13th in the table at the moment on 10 points. He did miss round 1, picked up 9th last round. He's got a lot to do starting from the back of the grid today in the GTR. But that is our grid walk for today. Let's get underway. Here we are then, round 3 of Tier 1 of the Drivers Room Sunday League. Got Drsl on pole. The majority of the grid going for the sensible Mercedes, say Martin at the back in the BMW and Kamaru in the GTR. The only differing cars there is a clean start. Looks like Kenny's had a really good getaway from 5th place, moving himself right up to 3rd already, going into T1. So you've got Drsl cleanly away in 1st, Alex having a look into T1. He's not going to get through there, but yeah, Kenny's up into 3rd place now. Good start from Kenny. Myself down to 4th, got Ferdek dropping right down to 5th now, as I think Mac and Daz have swapped places as well. Mac up to 6th, Daz down to 7th. As that Mac's run a little bit wide there. He's going to lose a couple of places at least, so yeah, he drops 2 or 3 places. He's under pressure from Mercer now by the looks of it. So yeah, a bit of a mistake there from Mac, and that's Mac running wide again. And he's clattered the barrier, sent his spin, he's dropped right to the back of the grid now. Two bad mistakes there from Hit the Mac early on to rejoin the race a bit further up ahead. Daz putting Ferdek under pressure now in 6th place, and myself running a little bit wide on the grass there. I think that slowed Ferdek down a little bit, and that's given Daz an opportunity around the outside of that corner to make up another place. Moves himself up into 5th place now. Back to the front of the grid, you've got Drsl in 1st place, still closely followed by Alex in 2nd, Kenny up into 3rd place, myself in 4th, Daz in 5th, Ferdek in 7th, Martin's got up to Ferdek in 6th, and Martin has got himself up to 8th there, sorry. But Wilco in 7th, Martin in 8th in the BMW, Mercer in 9th, Kamaru in 10th, Mac at the back now recovering. And I think we just missed myself clattering into the back of Kenny there. Not much harm done, both cars carrying on. And we've had a bit of an incident at the back. We've got Ferdek slowed down, you've got Kamaru facing the wrong way. Let's take a little look back, see what happened there. So just rejoining the action a little bit further back, coming into this braking zone into the left-hander after the long straights. You've got Furlek right on the slipstream of Daz at the moment. I think he's getting caught out a little bit. Daz braking a little bit earlier than Furlek expected, so yeah, straight into the back of Daz there. Sends Daz spinning into the barrier, and as Daz starts recovering, he collects Kamaru as well, sends Kamaru into a spin, and then just to rub insult to injury, Mac comes through, can't avoid him, and makes contact with Kamaru there as well. So you've got Daz waiting for Kamaru and Furlek waiting for Daz further up, so all kicking off at the back of the grid there. So these guys get themselves back up to speed, but rejoining at the front of the race again, we've got Drsl in first, Alex in second, Canny in third, myself in fourth. Sort of close that gap to Canny a little bit. So just go on board now, sticking to the right hand side, so try to make a move, and looks like Canny's understeered a little bit wide. Give each other enough space there, but I think yeah, Canny's corners compromised a little bit with me on the inside there, but get myself up into third now. Canny down to fourth, Wilco in fifth, Martin doing well in sixth place at the moment in that lively BMW. Very quick, but yeah, extremely difficult to keep pointing in the direction you want it. Yeah, the tuning on the BMW souped up a little bit to try and match the Mercedes and the GTR, but in doing so made the car very lively. But anyway, still got Drsl in first place, doing enough to hold Alex off at the moment. Alex doing a little bit better on the fuel at this stage of the race, only 3 minutes in. Myself in third now, a bit of clean air. Canny still in fourth, Wilco in fifth, still under pressure from Martin in sixth. Mercer up into seventh now after the carnage at the back of the grid. As Mac has got himself back up into 8th place, Kamaru in 9th. I think Daz is retiring there in 10th. I think we've lost Furlek as well. Another DNF for Furlek. It's contact with the wall there from Daz. Does that sound like someone smashing it? That's myself smashing into the wall behind as well. So yeah, losing about a second and a half there. Put myself back under pressure from Canny now in 4th place. Don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move into T1, but yeah, he's definitely getting the slipstream. So yeah, doing just enough to stay ahead at this stage of the race. All this going on, the top two are just disappearing down the road at the moment. Drsl doing enough to hold Alex off. I say probably, I think there's 7 points separating the top 3 guys in the championship at the moment, and obviously 2 rounds, your worst 2 rounds out of the 8 do get dropped as well, so this is shaping up to be a very tight season. Quick run through the grid anyway. So Drsl still in first, Alex second, myself in third, Canny in fourth. Looks like Wilco's starting to close that gap to Canny a little bit. He's dropping Martin behind. Martin, as soon as that rear tyre wear starts kicking in and that BMW as well, it's going to be an absolute nightmare to drive. So doing well at the moment in 6th place. See if Mercer can start closing that gap to him from 7th. Looks like Mac might be closing the gap to Mercer up ahead slowly. Kamaru recovering in 9th. Daz in 10th. Being retained at the moment, so you've got this group of 4 cars close together. Mercer a little bit further behind, so see if Mac can start closing that gap on Mercer a little bit. We'll have a look at the lap times at the end of lap 2. It's extremely long lap round here, around 4 minute mark. on a flying lap. Just looking at the fuel levels there, so you got Drsl. So just keep an eye on that fuel icon there. And yeah, looks like Alex is starting to build up a little bit of a little bit of an advantage with the fuel levels at this stage of the race. May well come into play at the pit stops. Having tested this car myself, I think just about managed to squeeze 4 laps out of it. It takes you to around the 15-minute mark, or just over. So I think most cars will be on for a one stopper today. You see Wilco putting Canny under a bit of pressure. Canny driving well at the moment. So Wilco looking quick at this stage of the race. See similar tyre wear. Just come up to this sharp left-hander onto the last straight of the lap, and Canny runs extremely wide there, split of the wall. I think Wilco's got past already, so yeah, Canny running wide that corner. It's allowed Wilco through, but should be right tucked into the slipstream now. See if he can make a move into the last corner, but if not, stay close and try and make a move into T1. So there's a good exit from here. Looks like he has. Oh, he's just caught a bit of the wall there. Could have done without that, but this may well give Martin a bit of a run down the home straight. We'll see. Quick on board. Can't get the on-board shot with the BMW, but yeah, nowhere near close enough at the moment. So Canny's good on the brakes, and T1 looks like he's closed that gap to Wilco a little bit. Wilco running really wide there. He might get overtaken by Canny and Martin here. There goes Martin. Canny sweeping through. Here comes Martin as well. I think Wilco's just about managed to get himself back up to speed. He's got the inside of this corner. Yeah, just about slots back in front of Martin there. So a mistake from Wilco dropping a place. He's going to be under pressure from Martin on this straight, I'd imagine. BMW very quick in a straight line. Myself still in third place there at the front of the camera shot. Just about enough of a gap from Canny at the moment. You see Martin just moving across the track to have a little bit of a look, get himself in position at the inside of the corner. But Wilco in that slipstream just managing to defend enough, but Martin has a look on the inside anyway. So side by side through this long left-hander. So yeah, Wilco doing enough to stay ahead at the moment. So very, very difficult to get the power down in that BMW. So yeah, Wilco defending well there, retains his 5th place. Just got up to the 10-minute mark now, so Wilco 5th, Martin in 6th. And you have got Mac up into 7th place now. Let's take a look back. So just rejoining the action a little bit further back. You see Mac's putting Mercer under pressure now. He did close that gap pretty swiftly. So he's on the inside, this long left-hander. Yeah, Mercer just running a little bit wide there. Able to keep the traction down, and a reasonably easy move for Mac up into 7th place now. Appalling first lap from Mac. Definitely race a recovery from now. I think he got a bit friendly with that barrier during the endurance race on Thursday as well. So definitely wanted to see the back of this track. So anyway, Mac up to 7th now, Mercer down to 8th, Kamara in 9th. Looks like Daz may well be retiring from 10th place. So Drsl still in 1st place, stage of the race. So just passing the 10-minute mark now. So have another look at that fuel levels. For about 35% for Drsl, and Alex just under half a tank. So doing really, really well on the fuel level, and still in the slipstream of Drsl. So this really will come into play at the first stage of pit stops. Got myself in third there, just in clean air front and back now. Can't really stay with the top two's pace, but doing enough to stay ahead of this fight. 3-car fight behind between Canny, Wilco and Martin. See if Mac can push on from here as well and start closing the gap to Martin up ahead. So we check the lap times at the end of this lap. Especially now Mac is running in clean air. So these 3 cars follow each other down the last straight again. Yeah, Mac not that far behind now. See Mercer a little bit further back in the distance. It's all neat and tidy through the last bend, and see if Wilco's close enough to Canny. I don't think he is, going into T1. So obviously not a heavy braking point T1, but if you get yourself on the inside, it's definitely a move to be made. So yeah, Canny looking good at the moment. You see Martin all over the back of Wilco in the mirrors there. Just going to take a look around the outside. Nothing doing at the moment, but close racing between these 2 guys at the moment. He's got Mercer pitting from what was 8th place. Oh, is he going to get on the grass there? It's a big mistake from Wilco. He needs to stay out of that barrier. He's just caught there a little bit, but pretty much come to a standstill there as Martin flies past. Yeah, big mistake from Wilco. He's dropped about 2 or 3 seconds at the least, and I think Mac will see that delta. See the delta drop, spur him on even more to catch that catch that pack up ahead. But, Mercer rejoining the race in 8th. I think Kamaru pitted from 9th place as well. And he's still doing enough to hold on to 4th place. He's got Martin closing behind again now. He's taking a look into the last corner. Not last corner, sorry. We're on that long left hand. I thought we was on the last straight. So 3 minute 55s from these 2. 3:54 last time around for Mac. So he is a little bit quicker this stage of the race, but coming up to the halfway distance now, needs to really get a push on. You can see the guys just the other side of the bridge now. We can start picking up the slipstream from Wilco as well. Back to our race leaders. Drsl still in first, Alex in second. I think a very good chance these guys will pit at the end of this lap. Coming up to the halfway point, you see exactly how much that the fuel levels come into play. I think Alex just driving a little bit more reserved than he usually would do at this stage of the race, playing the long game. Put himself in a very good position for the later stages of this race. See Canny critical for fuel now. Martin a little bit better on fuel behind, so he might well get the jump on Canny in the pits as well. See Wilco and Mac. So yeah, Mac has really closed that gap up to Wilco now. Wilco slightly better on the fuel. Might well be enough just to keep him ahead of Mac after the pit stops, if he can retain this position going into the pits. Come around the final bend of lap 4. Final proper bend, you've got a little kink in the road coming up that's flat out, but don't really count that. Drsl sweeps through and yep, dives off into the pits. Alex follows him into the pits as well. See myself in third. See the gap already between the top 2 and myself in third as I come around the final little bend in the road. diving into the pits as well, I'd imagine. Yeah, critical on fuel. 7% for myself, so yeah, Drsl pitting with 8% and Alex with 19%, so there's a good chance Alex will come out ahead of Drsl after these pit stops. So Canny diving into the pits, and that's Alex leaving the pits. He's took on a full tank of fuel and he's in first place, so yeah, he's done Drsl taking on a full tank as well, so you can see that's at least a second or two advantage he's gained at the pits, and rejoins the race in the lead. So myself rejoining in third, and we'll keep an eye on Canny and it was Canny and Martin close behind. So Canny just about got to the pits on 0% fuel, and yeah, Martin jumps him in at the pit stops and gets himself into fourth place. So Canny down to fifth now. Let's see what he can do if he put the pressure on Martin. It looks like he's got that fourth place back already, and Martin is on the inside of this next corner. Bit of door rubbing there as Canny just hangs it round the outside. He's going to have, I thought it was a right-hander coming up, so no, but Martin retains fourth place for the moment. Canny putting him under pressure. You've got Wilco in sixth place now. Mac not that far behind in seventh. Mercer a little bit further behind in eighth. Kamara in ninth. Daz in 10th. Top two there's Drsl is behind that car somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Top two absolutely streaking away with his race at the moment. We'll see what Drsl can do from second place now. If he could stay with Alex, make a move in the coming laps. Myself in clean air in third, and that looks like, yeah, no, Martin's still ahead of Canny at this moment. It's Canny in the slipstream now. We'll see what speed difference we've got between these two cars, but the BMW with the extra horsepower, even without the slipstream, look, is still has the legs on the Mercedes. It's just starting to close that gap a little bit now, but it's too late, so it's not a heavy braking zone here either. You see the BMW in front is squirming, trying to put the power down. So a really good drive from Martin so far in that car. So I couldn't personally, I tested it, I could not get a clean lap out of it. Found it very, very frustrating to drive, but Canny looking very racy at the moment. He's right on the bumper of Martin. So Martin doing enough to hold on to that fourth place at this stage of the race. Wilco's still in fifth. Looks like Wilco's closing the gap to these two guys ahead again. He's dragging Hit the Mac along with him. It could become a four-car battle within a lap. Back to lead this race. Still Alex in first place, looking comfortable at the moment. Really get the hammer down now, and Drsl got the fastest lap on lap 3. We'll see what sort of lap time these two guys do on their first flying lap. 3:51 from the leaders, 3:53 from myself in third, and 3:55s from these guys behind. So this four-car battle is starting to close up even more now. Martin just leading this train down the straight. Very, very quick in a straight line, so he's not coming under pressure. Canny a lot later on the brakes there, did close the gap up, but he's a bit of contact with the wall behind there. I think Max had another incident. That's should hopefully be able to get back onto that train in a minute, but yeah, you see Wilco's really closed that gap up to Canny now. Just under 10 minutes of this race left to go. Things looking rosy out front for Alex and Dez at the moment. Myself having a very, very lonely race in third place. That's where all the actions happen between these guys, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. So Mac just getting himself back up to speed again now. It's yeah, we'll go right and slipstream of Canny now. Obviously Canny's still getting the tow from Martin up ahead, so he's sort of protected down the straights. So I think Canny could do just do a bit of clear air at the moment. I wouldn't say Martin's slowing these guys down. I think obviously the Merc is a little bit quicker and a little bit more consistent with lap times. It's a stellar job nevertheless from Martin at the moment. A 4-minute flat, Mercer's best lap at this stage of the race. Don't think he's really got the pace to get amongst it with these guys up ahead. Getting closer and closer. They will start slowing each other down once they start getting start trying to make moves on each other and defending. You can see Mac not that far behind. He'll be closing the gap on these three once again. With Canny, and looking very, very racy today. You see how much easier it is for the Mercedes to get the power down, and you just see the BMW squirming every time. So it's really close at the moment. Just needs to keep this pressure on. And yeah, see if Martin makes a mistake up ahead. And just as I say it, you see the back end stepping out again on the BMW. It's a pretty comfortable overtake done there. Give each other enough space there. Good driving, but yeah, as I was saying, just trying to get the power down on that BMW, and it just wants to step out every time. It's running wide again there. It's Wilco on the inside, and look at that, Mac right behind this group now as well. So yeah, after all that, Canny up into 4th place now. Martin down to 5th. He's going to be under pressure from Wilco and Mac as well, coming onto the last straight. So Mac just sitting out the slipstream, slowing the car down sensibly to get a good exit and a good run out of this corner. Martin a little bit untidy out that corner and is under pressure from Wilco still, but he's still right on the tail of Canny there, so he did keep the speed up. And he's very, very close. See if he pulls out, tries to make a move into T1. Just sensibly stays in line. Canny's been pretty good through T1 so far. Wilco just squirming a little bit there in the background, under pressure from Mac. Is Mac going to have a look on the inside of this corner? A little bit of door rubbing, but yeah, gets the move done. Mac, excuse me, Mac back up in 6th place. You've got Mercer pitting in the background there from 8th again. Struggling with the fuel tyre wear today. Battle for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th carries on. We'll have a quick run through the grid again. Right, Alex, 1st place. Looks like he's extended a bit of a gap from Drsl behind. He gets a 3-minute 50 on the last lap, 3-minute 52 from Drsl. So yeah, a couple of seconds advantage there. Myself in 3rd, 3-minute 54, 3:55 from Canny. And myself in 3rd, Canny in 4th. Looks like he's pulled a little bit of a gap to Martin. As see what Mac can do at the end of this straight. BMW still getting a bit of a slipstream from the car in front. So Mac unable to really make make any moves at the moment. He does take a little look on the inside, takes a big look on the inside and gets the job done round the inside, that long left hand. So Martin down to 6th place now, and that may well be Wilco having a look as well, but Martin's got the inside, the right hander before the bridge. Side by side again, Wilco sticking it round the outside. So probably this lap, one more lap after this race, and Martin's still just about holding on to 6th place ahead of Wilco there. Kenny just getting away from this group a little bit now, just needs to get the keep the consistency up. So he's got a very quick driver and hit the Mac behind. Pretty good recovery drive from Mac after the first lap incidents, but must be kicking himself a little bit. It's a 3 minute 52 from Mac last time around, so yeah, definitely had the pace for a top 3 at least. It's at least a second quicker than myself in 3rd. So we'll go running a bit wide there again. Still just about in touch with Martin up ahead. So Wilco 7th, Mercer in 8th, Kamara in 9th, Dad's still in 10th. To rejoin the lead now, Alex. Looks like this is his race to lose at this stage. After a poor result last round by his standards, picking up 4th. Most of us would be quite happy with that. I think anything less than a race win for Alex. Not necessarily a bad result, but obviously he's more than capable of winning races. So our reigning Tier 1 champion, 4th place will probably be around. He'll be looking to drop as the season goes on. And it's looking like another race win for Alex today, along with fastest lap. I don't think anyone will beat that fastest lap now, as he nearly loses it, but just about keeps it pointing in the right direction. So yeah, definitely his race to lose at this point. Less than 2 minutes to go now as we're on the last lap. Myself in a lonely 3rd place. Mac up to 4th. Where's Kenny gone? Kenny's dropped right back to 7th. Let's have a little look back. So yeah, just rejoining the race. Kenny was in a pretty comfortable 4th place. Just come around this left-hander onto the straight. See what happens. And the back end steps out. Oh, he's fishtailing. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, silly mistake there from Kenny. Look how much time he's dropped. Just losing the back end out of that corner. He's lost 3 places and dropped a 2nd behind Wilco by the looks of it. So yeah, just after setting a personal best lap on the last lap. Yeah, shocking. Bad mistake there from Kenny. After yeah, he was on for a very, very good result. This promotes Mac up to 4th place in clean air now. Looks like he's pulled enough of a gap from Martin behind. Wilco in 6th. Kenny down to 7th now, just coming on to the last lap of the race. Mercer in 8th, still ahead of Kimi in 9th, Daz in 10th. But yeah, it's Alex going on the grass a little bit there again, but yeah, comfortable gap to Drsl now. It's like about 4 or 5 second gap he's got over Des. So yeah, 3:51 last lap, 3:52 again from Des last lap. Oh yeah, it's just steadily pulled away after the first pit stop. Myself in 3rd place, as I say, clean air front and back. So have a quick look at the live time and get a bit of picture of where everyone's at. Yeah, 4 second gap to Drsl, 18 seconds back to myself, and then another 19 seconds back to Mac. A bit of field spread now. This is like late stage of the race, only 10 runners left, and closest drivers at the moment probably Wilco and Martin. Kenny just getting back up to speed behind these two. Don't think he's going to be able to do much now this late stage of the race, but you never know. A minute and a half of this lap left now. It's looking like a pretty convincing win from Alex. Played a very sensible. Had a very sensible first stint, just saving fuel where he could behind Drsl, managing the tyres well, and since the pit stop got ahead at the pit stops thanks to the fuel management, and he is absolutely stormed away once he's got your car in front, which he is notorious for doing. Drsl just not been able to live with the pace Alex has been setting in the second half of this race, and looks set for a second place finish, as myself in third. Be my best result of the season so far, first podium. I'd definitely be happy with that. Mac in fourth, so he's pulled a bit of a gap to Wilco fifth. Martin just making a bit of contact with the wall there in sixth. Kanye seventh, Mercerate, Kamaru ninth, and Daz in 10th. I think Daz might well be the first finisher at the end of this lap. But stick with the leader now as we're coming up to the final left-hander, and all neat and tidy, kicks takes the last corner in style, and yeah, it looks like another win for awesome Alex in Tier 1 Drsl. Phenomenal driver, and customary 360 across the line. A great win there from Alex, first place. It's Drsl crossing the line in second. Myself a lot further back down the road in third place. But yeah, congratulations Alex, good win. Unlucky Des. But be interesting to see the points table after this race. Obviously the championship leader Martin struggling in the BMW today. Anyway, official finish, myself in third place. So Matt just come round the final left-hander now. All neat and tidy. Yeah, looks like Matt's going to retain fourth place with Wilco in fifth, and Martin in sixth. But yeah, I'll say championship leader Martin, I think he's 7 points ahead on the table at the moment, and with a sixth place finish today, they definitely will be closing things up at the top. Matt crossing the line in fourth, Wilco in fifth, Martin in sixth. Kenny a little bit further behind after that late mistake, seventh place. I think that's his best result of the season so far, nevertheless. Mercer in a bit further back, just come around the final left-hander now in 8th place. Kamaru in 9th, struggling today in the GTR. Kamaru 9th, and Daz in 10th. Now that was round 3, Tier 1 Drsl. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.